you can control your coloring. And I'm also sharing some technique of sketching. Um, of course, that we need to practice as well. Last time I urged you to go and do some sketching, then see how we can improve from that. Um you can use pencil, you can use pen. This is no big issue on it. But I think the exercise is trying to you know how we develop. Yeah, when we do sketching, actually when we view of certain angle, um, we need to ensure that the composition of the elements, components, yeah, whatever you see, so you're trying to manage it in your drawings, and you must know to control it, right? It's not just about draw whatever we see, especially on your sketches, but you need to manage some element, component that you want to focus in your drawing. So this is important when you do sketches or you do sketching. So it's again that when we draw something, we need to know also what are the things that you really want to highlight in your perspective, right? Because through perspective, through sketches, we want to sell our work, our design. So that's why we need some drawing, for example, isometric, axonometric, and you see when we talk about perspective, when we talk about 3D, it's not just about drawing per se, but you draw something that you want to enrich your design ideas. So bila kita do drawings, so we want to sell our design. We want to sell our ideas. So it's not just simply draw a box. Of course, a box is just a concept of how we understand isonometric or isometric. But however, later on we need to uh, you know uh, make our drawings interesting, our design interesting, right? So from the box, you can adjust, become a pavilion, become a shelter. So you can add on the outdoor spaces, how it looks like, the pavement, the step. Even you're talking about the walkway, there are many type of walkway. Whether you want to use a very common style of the footpath, 2 meters. So you just draw a double line, then with some tiling. But you also can choose like uh, using a random stone, using a what stepping stone. So there are many example. There are many type of design that you can apply later in your drawings. So drawings actually the ability of drawing to show up our design work. So let me share before we move or asking you to share your work. So I need to open up my iPad. So just give me one minute. Hopefully I can access this online. So now I'm trying to join back the group, but I'm using my different account, my Gmail account. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Now I'm already accessed. So let me trying to share to you. Okay, now I'm sharing. I can see because I also can see my work there. because I open different type of account. Okay, now you can see on the screen my drawing board, right?
Yes.
Okay, remember that if you draw just a box, okay, you must know that, so this is a square, right? Just a square. But if you draw I isometric, so you can squeeze this. For example, that is the plan. Oops. So this is, like I said to you, 45. Hmm? What happened? Okay, that is also 40, 45 degree. Need to turn off back. Okay, if you remember, like I said to you, so this is the box, right? So then it's become a box from the your isometric or isometric. So let's say this is the isometric. So you can see the 3D already there, developed from the square. But sometimes it's difficult to imagine our design on plan, right? This is on plan. So example, if you draw a corner here, a plant, I think something I need to readjust. Oh, okay, need to use a pencil. So you can imagine that is example you draw a tree over at this corner. So then you can imagine that you draw a single tree there. So what I want to show it to you, the how we start, and begin our ideas. So example, this is the building. So when you put the pitch roof here, automatically in your mind, so you can imagine this is the typical type of roof. Um, the roof is like this, you know. Maybe that's, I think it's wrong. So the roof is should be like this, I think. So that's the roof. You can imagine that. I just draw it to you. So you can imagine that is the roof. So from the square, empty square, you develop a building, right? And you now you're trying to imagine the landscape around it. So automatically, you see, if you watching from this angle, so you can see the elevation of the building. So you can't see the height. So example, this is a 3 meters high, right? So that is the roof, and that is the trees. So this is a fundamental of drawing convention. So whatever you draw on plan, okay, this is the elevation. So you can see from plan, axonometric, and the elevation. Then example, if you draw uh, here a two palm there, Okay, so you can imagine that that is the entrance of the building. This is the entrance, the posh example. So here, okay, imagine that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Doctor.
Can you see my drawings?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then you can also imagine that is the trees here. So that's why when we start draw, we must imagine in the various kind of form. Okay, like I said to you, this is the elevation. Then that's the entrance, maybe. That's the entrance there. So, example, you put a shadow here, right? Must be the same angle. So now, it in 5 minutes or in the very short time, you already produce a plan, elevation, and the uh, isonometric. So maybe here, the entrance there, right? So maybe in front you want to have a garden. So you can imagine that. So this is the maybe the entrance of the buildings. Then you can imagine that on plan also same, must be same. It doesn't matter. You can imagine that on your maybe the leadership is a bit different. So it's a bit like not really a perfect kind of circle here. Okay. So now you can see this is the isonometric. Then in the middle you want to put some rock there. Maybe a palm as well. So it doesn't matter if you want to put it in your isonometric and isometric. So you can have a shrub here a bit, the shrub, right? So here you can have a stone because to design the entrance of this building, okay? So in the elevation, maybe you can't see much because you are facing to that angle. So then later on you can have a trees, the row of trees here. You want to overlap, this is fine. It's no problem because later you need to put, you will put some color, right? So you draw vertical. So now you can imagine that that is the entrance, and this is some trees around the roundabout, the entry roundabout. Okay. So now you can see at least when you draw on plan, even I can change it using a markers. When you want to put shadow later on, for example, I want to put a shadow there. For you, you want to, example, uh, to show up in to your client. This is very important. Sorry, shadow is like this. So now you can see, sorry, as a sketch. Sorry. So you can imagine that in a very quick time you can produce treated out drawings for the ideas. Then for discussion, it's very easy. So when you have a plan, for example, you can suggest a landscape around about the tropical garden. Then maybe at the back you can have a shelter for the here. Example, maybe I need to change it again. So maybe here you can have a shelter, a private garden that link to the house. So you can have a, or maybe you can have a pool, right? As a concept. Okay, at the back. But now you can see how we work as a designer or landscape architect. So somehow we need to work on concurrently our plan, our elevation, our section, even the perspective. So you want to draw a perspective of that building. Let me draw it here. Example, you want to draw the perspective, right, of the 2D perspective. Okay, you draw the building first. So if you draw a sketch or drawings, your vertical line must strongly um, vertical, must be straight vertically together with your piece of paper. So this is the your vanishing point here. And now this is your perspective. This is how you set the perspective of this building. Then this is the roof a bit. Okay. So So now you can see the building is already developed. So you have a porch here, the entrance of this particular building. All from that point here and this point there. So that is the entrance. Right? Can you see the perspective? This is a
Yes.
2-point perspective. Then there is the entrance. Just draw. It's more easier. Okay. So that is the roundabout maybe. Then you can draw a trees, right? Then here as well, you can have a trees there. So whatever you imagine on your from your plan and your isometric, so sorry, because I'm using a hard pencil, not the pen. Okay, you got two palm over there, and we must have a two palm here. So now you already set the composition, then you can draw a trees. It's fine. You can draw, you can overlap your work because, like I said to you later on, you will put some color. It will give some depth. The which one are the front position and which one is from the back position or background position. Maybe here you can have a shrub here around the roundabout. Okay. This is the building. Okay. And here you can imagine maybe you can have a garden or plaza next to your buildings. So here maybe you can have kind of a plaza there. So as a concept, this is fine. So now you are creating a space of this particular building. You can draw people. Let's say this is the gallery or a museum, right? Yeah, you can have a shrub. So, as a designer, you already think and draw a sketch that to show up the landscape character that you want to focus on. Then you can put a simple color. You see, you have a perspective, you have a plan there, you have an elevation, right? Then you can have even you can have a section later on. Then you can put some color later. Okay, now you can see, right? Just to enrich, to make it your design more interesting. Can imagine the space. Because like I said to you, this is to sell your ideas to your client. So that's why you need to be quick in terms of producing your drawings. Then you can put a simple color to show the some landscape character.
Doctor,
Yes?
for the human figure, is there any specific figure or specific drawing for this kind of rapid sketch?
No.
No, so
No.
it's free up
Yeah, you
to.
have up is a free to for you to draw it because human figure just want to show the scale and like I said to you to the activities.
All right, thank you.
So normally we are focusing on your design, not the but figure show some character. That's all. If you're asking me as throughout my experience or as a designer, I'm not thinking much about drawing a human character. Sorry, the detail of the human figure, but just want to show up some uh,
Scale.
yeah some scale, some proportion.
Okay.
So this is how you imagine that when you want to start thinking about your design. So now you can see very quick as a concept. This is fine. Then you can put some color. You can put some dark color later on. No need to as a preliminary ideas or your conceptual planning. That's acceptable as a concept. So let's say you want to highlight this is a tropical garden for the museum. So you can have a large trees, can have some palm to reflect the image of the tropical landscape. So you can imagine that in very quick time, you already have a perspective, you already have a section, elevation, so you already have a perspective. So let's say, so just choose again one color. So this is the uh, entrance road or entry road. Okay, then you can have a color a bit, right? Okay. So normally I'm using some tone to show the design character. That's all. So it's done. Of course, you need to know the proportion, the scale, right? Um, but that's why you need to be quick in design. Then you can see how you imagine the space making that you suggest to your client. Maybe you want to have a kind of nice feast at the museum plaza. Maybe you call this is a museum, so you can have a nice, for example, color of the flowering trees there. Okay, so that's enough to show up our design character. Normally I will play with some shadow. Okay, this is enough to show your design ideas as a preliminary concept. But what I draw it to you actually to show the how we can imagine the space that you want to suggest. So somehow it's difficult to see from plan. So we need to draw a perspective. It's not enough just to show in the section, or in your elevation, right? So that's why we need to have a plan. We need to have a section. We need to have a perspective. Okay. Right. Is it okay, guys?
Yes.
This is how you, as a designer, we cannot depending much on plan. That's why when you want to create, when you want to create your design, you can play around the plan, axonometric, elevation, and perspective. Somehow it's difficult to see the object or our landscape design through one drawing. Of course, when we use a computer, it's a bit more easier because the model is already there. So you just turn in and out the different type of angle. Then you can add on the landscape. Although that if you just complete the plan, for example, using a SketchUp, it's very easy. It's already built as a 3D model. So you equip your drawings on 2D. Example from your view uh, on top. So you see the figure ground like a plan, right? Then when you turn certain radius or angle, so you can see the orientation of the spaces moving and show a different type of angle. So then you can imagine that how what are the landscape that you want to fit in, and what kind of landscape that you want to improve that can blend to the existing site. It's same like manual, but manual is a bit difficult a bit because you have to draw one by one. But like I said to you, when you want to show to your client immediately or very quick, so you can open up your sketchbook. Then you just draw quickly the plan, the elevation, the isometric, and even the perspective. So from here we can easily see the potential of the space and how you can adjust, how you can modify, later on, but at least you already established the basic concept of the main ideas in your landscape design. So that's what I want to share a bit. So it's important for you to not just about drawing, but also your practicing your imagination. Of course, as a designer, we must always look in the various kind of angle. Especially drawing is to help us to show the design, right? In the form of physical, isn't it? But a part of it, I think the ideas of making drawing also can come through how far you understand the landscape planning, composition, concept, theme, objective, aims. So all this must be put it in together as well. But the drawing will help you to uh, to overview or to show up the landscape character, landscape design, the composition, the elements, right? This when you want to explain it, of course you need a drawings. It's, you must remember that we cannot explain our design without a drawings because people want to imagine that how it looks like, right? How you organize the stone, how you organize the walkway, how you organize the trees. So this is sketch sometimes is really valuable to you, especially when you start thinking about your design development. When you want to present to your client, so if with this kind of drawing, you can explain it. This is the building. So we want to have a kind of entry driveway. So and the next on the right, so you can have a cultural plaza. Then very simple landscape using a natural stone. Then you can have a kind of using a cobble stone for the driveway to make it more natural kind of setting, together with the formal trees that giving a sense of welcoming. So when you hear what I'm saying just now, the drawings are major uh, supporting your design statement. So that's why you need a plan, you need a isometric, you need the elevation, you need the perspective. So this is always come together. Yeah, it must be always come together. And of course your client or your lecturer later on, if you want to um prepare your studio work, especially in the design development, this is something important for you to grab on. Okay, is there any question on it? So I just cash it to you. So is it okay? You can understand what I'm saying to you just now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So again, you need to practice a lot. So let me share a bit some example of the previous work because I received also some overview of your work. So let me giving you some direction before you submit the final portfolio later. Let me stop sharing this file. Okay, to stop sharing. So now I'm already stopped sharing that. So let me open up some work, previous work. Okay, now I'm sharing to you some example of the previous work. I know that before this, I am just asking you just to draw line, form, right? So after this, what I want you to do to organize your work, okay? This is one of the good example. So you just cut your existing work and put it in the format like this. You can make a photocopy. For example, this is the A3. You can't see it, right?
We cannot see.
No, we cannot see.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry, we cannot see.
sorry. Luckily that I recognize you can see because I'm also watching this two screen. Okay, now you can see it.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the previous example from the previous your senior, the previous work. So I want you to, for example, this is your work. You cut it, all right. So you put in the frame like this, frame in the format like this.
Okay.
Okay. So then I need you to write manually the code of the subject, your name, the metric, the date, or you also can add on the title. Add the title. For example, vertical line. That's fine. Yeah, horizontal line. So your name, your metric numbers, then the date, then also or the semester, the date. You draw or whatever that you want to put the date there. It doesn't matter for me, and the title. So you add on a title below. So name, metric, date, and title. Okay, so the next to it, you put the subject code SBZ1642, design communication. Then you can photocopy. So better the title, you just leave it blank because you have many drawings, right? Many
Yeah.
drawings. Then you cut the existing your drawing. If your drawing okay, you can cut it and you can put it there. So you paste it back in this format. So I want you now. I want you to reorganize back your drawing. So you don't need to draw. All right. You need to have a new drawing. You want to draw a new, that's fine. It's depend on you. If you already feel okay your work, you want to just, for example, this is fine. So you just want to put it in the format or what we call a formatting. So you just cut this paper. For example, you cut. I can draw. Can you see the blue line?
Yes.
Yes.
So you cut it, your previous work or your existing work. So you cut this drawing, then you paste it in the format. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
So you just make one format, then you just photocopy. Okay? You photocopy, then you paste your existing drawing.
But I already have this in this format, you know?
If you already have, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
make sure your handwriting are good, the way that you organize.
Hmm.
If you already put in the format, that's fine. But some of you don't have, I think, because I receive also some sharing from you guys. You don't. Some of your work don't have a format like this, so I want you to reorganize back. Okay. Then you scan. So you cut
Okay.
the. Sorry.
No, I just said okay.
It's very easy, right? I don't want you to redraw. So you just put in the format like this. So because we need to organize manual, okay? So you can use a pen. You can draw a pen. So you can design the frame. So the frame is depend on you. Not necessarily for you to have a line like this. You can have a double line, or you can have like the example. It's depend on your creativity. Okay.
All right, Gata.
This is just example. Okay. For example, you want to have a curve at this corner, or you want to design like this. It depend on your creativity. Okay.
Yeah.
Same like this one, this as well. Okay, this is the plan, the tree plan. So I want you to reorganize and just put the title there. So tree plan. Okay. Actually, this is in color. In color, already in colored, but When I scan it, I forgot to put the color mode. So again, you cut the existing tree plan, then you put in the format that you already produced. Then you put the title. So the title you just put empty. The name, metric, the code is same. So title, you just leave it title, then you do one empty, right? So you just put the title of each drawing. Make sure your handwriting are good. Okay, let me open up one more. Make sure. This is an example of the handwriting, architectural handwriting. Okay, this student I give A plus I think. Huh? So my subject is easy to get A. Okay, okay, you need to work and giving your commitment. Isfar,
Yeah.
inshallah. So it's not
Inshallah.
exam. All right, it's not exam. You just make sure you're drawing well. Okay. Sometimes when we draw one time, 2 times, 3 times, maybe we still haven't get it well. So you can try it. That's why it's no submission 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So because our ability are different each person, right? So that's why I'm giving you a time to improve. So by next after portfolio, when is your portfolio? Is there any date yet?
No, so far no date yet.
Okay. This is our what 12 week 12
Week 13.
13. So we have 3 weeks more, right? Three
Yeah.
weeks more. So you just reorganize back your work. So normally I think your portfolio will be in a week 14 or 15. Sorry,
Yeah.
we have a week 16. So I think week 16 or 17. So after 1 week, 1 week after the portfolio, you need to submit your work in your folder. So it's far with organized, already organized. I think it's far already.
Ye-
Is it already organized, right?
Yes,
So
yes, most of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the Google Drive, so you got your own folder, like your own library. So you just fill up your work over there. Okay. So this become your portfolio. So this is example the architectural lettering. So again, title architectural lettering. So again, you just organize it in your format. Even you can have put your logo. It doesn't matter, right? I give you a to explore your creativity. Okay, this example. For example, this is a game. Because you have time, make sure you done it well. Organize your work. Okay, this is another example. This student got A plus. Okay, this is a pocket garden plan. All right. So this one, he organized then the elevation. So you can improve your work. All right. This coming weeks. Again, this format. Yeah. It's all manual. It's no computer in this course. Okay, let's see. Sketches, 2-point perspective. This is 2-point perspective. Yep. So again, if you draw like this A4, if you draw A4 size, you can organize 2 or 1 A3. Okay. Then you can paste it there. Then you scan. If you draw horizontally like this, so you can reorganize another format, right? Just now, if you draw horizontal or landscape, your format you change into landscape. So you have a 2 format, one portrait and one landscape. But if you're drawing your work all portrait, So you just use a one format, the portrait format, but you have a two type of drawing, one portrait and one landscape. So you need to prepare another format where you can put your landscape format drawing, the previous work in the landscape formatting. Any questions so far, guys? I think there's some. This is an example. This is another example of the sketch. Let me open up. Okay, this is she's using watercolor. So I think he just cut it into A4 size. Sorry, paste this A4 size. If you have a note, sketch note or sketchbook, you photocopy from your sketchbook and put in the format like this. We want you organize all your work. Do you understand, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
girls and gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes, Doctor.
you put your name, right? I really want to give you great mark, good mark. Okay. So don't worry, but please give your great cooperation in producing a good work. We must always produce a good work because that is part of our how we practice to become a great designer. Always now we have a all 33 coming up landscape architect. Since I'm working here in UTM since 2002, it's almost 20 years. 20 years. Yeah, almost 20 years in UTM as a teacher, as a lecturer. And there are several subjects that I teach, apart as well as studio, okay, design communication, introduction, urban design, construction, professional practice, expediency. 1 year we are expecting, I think 40, 30 to 40. Let's say we put 30 is the common numbers. 30 times 20 years, all right, all 600, right? 600 graduates, landscape architect. Okay, they, I mean, is using the same experience, the same system. So if you're asking me, okay, because I think if you look Prof. Ismail, Prof. Hasanuddin, for example, he's my Sifu. Of course, there are thousands of his students, alumni already working in the various kind of industry, especially in the landscape project, landscape development. So same like I'm thinking that now I'm coaching you, sharing with you to ensure that you are capable. Okay, when you complete your study later on in UTM, or maybe some of you will work in the industry, become a great designer, great landscape architect. I want to see your project later on, maybe in the future. You know that when I was in Dubai, I traveled to Abu Dhabi. We met the UTM alumni. He's an architect and also urban designer. I think his age is around 42, I think, my junior. He worked with Municipal Council of Abu Dhabi for 9 years, 9 tahun as an urban designer. So now we also want that if you go to KL, maybe you will visit uh, River of Life project, Sungai Klang, the Klang and Gombak River. So this is one of your senior, our student, my student work. Okay. So Dr. Liok Lai, Dr. Farid, Dr. Zanaria, That batch is my first batch as a student. My first group as a student. But Alhamdulillah, they manage well themselves. Okay, and already established as an academician and also landscape architect. So now I'm coaching you with the same. Of course, the method and process I changed a bit because due on the certain situation, right? Technology. Now I'm using iPad to draw with you. So even though you are not coming to the campus, but you still can access and we're trying to entertain you, especially in deliver our thoughts to you. It's not easy for me, isn't it? To teach you about drawing, graphic, right? Because we don't have the chance on the physical classroom. It's more easy, of course, but that's why I need to reorganize myself. So, like I said to you, I need to buy this iPad. I need to prepare using a pen, get myself familiar using a touch pen, right? Then using this kind of many example to you. Even you can browse through. There are many videos online in the YouTube. There are many guides actually. It's just a matter on how you giving your time in order to improve your skill. Betul tak? If I'm correct,
Betul? Yes.
kan? Sekarang easy, very easy to get knowledge. It's just a matter how far you spend your time in gains all this skill. There are many kind of skill. Even for me, I'm also learning from many references in the online basis, YouTube. Sometimes I'm also watching a talk from great professors in the great universities. Sometimes they just put in the YouTube like you guys, kan? You put my class in the YouTube. Nice one.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. uh, Actually, you need to asking me first because sometimes I didn't realize that. But this is fine. I hope that my knowledge will give those who are watching. That's fine. I think it is okay for me. But just
Okay.
one yeah. You know that is in this society, what we
Mm-hmm.
call the industrial revolution 4.0, or now we are moving to society 5.0. Knowledge and skill are all around us, around you, right? Don't depend very much our formal uh, schedule classroom. So you want to get more. I think that nowadays is very easy to brush out to gain a new knowledge. Same with me. I have time. I just open up some video. I want to listen about new urban design, landscape architecture project. What is the vertical grid? So I just browse. Then giving me a lot of input from great people, right? But some of them they just put freely in the YouTube. So that's why how to design a garden. You just type how to design how to draw perspective. What kind of great work or great drawings need to be. So so that's why I really suggest to you. Of course, watching or listening is part of the process of learning. However, you're talking about skill, you need to practice it. If you see thousand of drawings, yes, that's good. But you must know how to prepare for it, how to produce. Yeah, how to produce. Sorry, I need to drink water after this. Okay, this is some example. Okay, let us taking a break. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes,
We
sir.
meet back 10:40. Now is in Malaysia 10:35. To give me 5 minutes. So I need to get water. So coming back next 5 minutes. Is it okay?
Okay. And teacher, one thing.
Yeah.
I just send you a message
Sorry.
on WhatsApp. Can you check it? Uh, in the break.
Let me check now.
Okay.
What is the message?
Just personal question.
Oh, okay, okay. So I want to know
Okay. Yeah.
isometric sketch of a site plan. Okay, I will demonstrate after this.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So we meet back 10:40 or 10:40 something. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Can we continue?
Yes,
Yes.
sure.
Okay. Before I move on, is for asking me my how to draw isometric, right?
Right.
On for the site plan.
Right.
Site plan, is it right?
Yes, segment.
Okay. It's same with axonometric. Let's let me. Okay. There are two things here. Site plan mean that it's a base. You know base plan, right? Base plan.
Yeah, base plan.
Base base plan
Full
or
base
base
plan.
plan. Okay. For example, uh, sorry, I need to change this. Okay, this is the base plan. Normally consists of uh, boundary line. Okay. Example, this is the site of your project. It doesn't matter. This is just example. This is the boundary line. Okay. And this is the lot. Let's say we assume this is a house. Okay. Then this is the existing road. This is the entry. Okay. The base plan is all whatever things you can find out on site existing. All right. So let's say this is the, sorry, I'm using a thicker line. So let's see, this is the house, and they have a car park here. Kalau kat kampung, in the common village, their car parking is it's not attached to the building. So let's say this is the entrance. So that is the building, the car porch, and this is the entrance to the building. Okay, and you need to draw all the existing, but of course you need to draw by using a scale. This is all the existing feature that you find out on site. Example, this is the trees. Okay, another trees there, and it's no design yet, right? Okay. Okay, then this is all existing. It's no design, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh, you can also produce the isometric or axonometric without your design yet, because you want to imagine the space. Example, not sure how to, if possible I can. Okay, now I switch this drawing. Okay, this is example. Yeah, right, better. Okay, this is example. This is the line, and this is 45 by 45. That is the what? Axonometric. Okay, that's axonometric. So you just extrude. It's same. Axono or isometric, you just switch. If you draw a 60 by 30, example, maybe, yeah. So you got a 60 and 30. So you just switch. So axonometric or isometric, the same technique. So let's see. This is axonometric. Is it okay, Isfar?
Yeah, it's okay.
And then you just develop this 3D. That is the house. Okay, and that is the house as well. This is the car porch. So now you can see the 3D, right?
Yeah.
Then this is the palm. That is the trees. So now you already started to develop the 3D. Do you understand?
Yeah, understand.
So if you switch isometric, you just turn it into here like this, or you can switch like this also. But of course, the vertical line need to be changed a bit. So like I said to you, this is a 45 by 45. And that's it, the fence. You can imagine that that's the fence, the main gate. So normally I need to draw all this particle first. It's not easy for me to draw because on screen. So now you can already imagine this is the building. Okay. So this is the house and this is the car porch. This is the column maybe. Okay, now you have empty garden. So now you want to create, example, your client want to have a swimming pool. So let's say we draw different using a different color. So you start draw a basic form first. Sorry. So let's see the terrace. So maybe here inside you can have a pool here. A pool, a swimming pool, right? Then you can imagine that you can have a trees. Um, oops. Again, that is the. Okay, then you can draw the trees. Medium trees. So now you can see the 3D already developed. This is just to show the method, all right? Of course, in the kind of type of drawings, you can have a very smooth using a different type of line weight, right? So now you can see from the plan, you already developed the 3D. So it's more easier when you switch this 45 by 45. Isometric you can change a bit into 60 by 30. That's just this is the difference. So now you can start thinking about your work, your design work. Example, this is the pool, the water feature. Okay. This is it's just this kind of drawing can be accepted as a concept. But of course, when you're talking about more detail, much different. But at least now you can see the volume. What I want to show it to you, this is a kind of a 3D, how you can make it. The axonometric. This is axonometric. Okay. So practice again the handwriting. Of course, this one need to have a scale. Follow a plan scale. For example, scale 1 to 100. Is it okay, Isfar? Or to all of you? Do you understand what I just demonstrated to you just now?
Yeah, I understand.
How about the rest? It's okay. Is there any question?
No, I understand.
Okay. So again, you can, if you draw manually, so you take your paper, example, that I said to you, this paper, then you switch into the 45 by 45. Okay, so then you develop the vertical line like that. Okay, stop sharing this. Okay, now can we share some of your work? For example, I would like to invite Chan. Hello, Chan.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, can you share some of your work sketches? Then we
Okay.
can see how.
I'll connect with my phone first. A moment.
Oh, are they ready? Is there anyone ready to share your work?
Doctor, can I? Because I have some questions
Okay, good.
on the work. Can you see, right?
Must be difficult to see.
I open camera. Is it? Can you see? Okay, wait.
I can see, but very tough. Oh yeah, the plan. Okay, I can see the plan. That's good.
This one is the first doctor asked us to do the thickness of the pen.
Okay. So I think the big trees, you can give more thicker line.
Oh, okay.
So all the big trees. Then you can put also the shadow.
Okay. And this one is the number 2, the thickness.
Okay, very good. That's the building, right?
Yes, this is the building.
I'm suggesting to you, you can also all plan you can put shadow.
Okay. And then this one is the
the doodling.
Yes.
Okay.
This is 3 symbol.
All right. Fine. That's good. That's good.
For
Okay.
Hardscape, I start to do the frame, and then is it
All
okay
right.
that is
I think because you have a very big drawing there, I think you just leave it. Because maybe later on it's difficult to put because you already cover all A3, right?
mm,
So for those who already have all, if your drawing fully covered all A3, of course you cannot adjust. I don't want you to photocopy because that's the original, right? So
yes.
you just leave it like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Then this is human figure.
Can see. Okay, the human figure very good. All right.
This
Actually,
is
human figure you just see some example, right? And you just follow the style. There are a lot
yes.
of example there in the website. Okay, that's good.
Mm. And then this is architectural lettering.
Okay, I can see the way that you organize your work. Very good.
This one I use architecture lettering to write like small part of this.
Poem or whatever, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then this is vertical lines. That there I redo again. This one is vertical line, horizontal line and vertical line.
Okay, good.
This
Isometric.
is section evaluation.
Your section and elevation, the buildings. Okay. So maybe you can improve a bit the design of the building a bit.
Okay.
Not just look a box. This is fine. The in term of fundamental understanding, that's good. But sometimes
Okay.
that the design ideas maybe you can add a bit. You can use that drawing. You can use that drawing. You just improve a bit. Some
Okay.
texture, building. You can put some
Oh,
tile maybe. Give me
okay.
more. Yeah.
Oh, then this is this is isometry.
Oh, okay, that's good. Even you can put a shadow.
Okay.
You can play with shadow. This is, remember that drawing without shadow sometimes
That
you
right.
can't see the depth, the depth.
Okay.
So you put shadow, so the drawing is more highlighted.
Okay. And then this one is axonometry and 1 point perspective. Oh,
1 point perspective. Okay. Oh, good.
this is 2 point.
2 point. Okay.
Yes.
You okay?
And then this
Even
is sketching.
sketching. That what was that? Your house.
Uh, I sit at Starbucks, and then this
Oh,
is
Starbucks. Okay.
Vivo building.
Oh, Vivo. Oh,
Yes.
you like Vivo.
No. I just sit
Starbucks.
at
Yeah, Starbucks.
Then I
Oh, okay.
sketch. And then this is sketching also.
Very good. Okay.
And that's all. The coloring sketching I
Haven't.
do on the way.
Okay. I think you done it well. So maybe we want to see a coloring after this, I think it's a good example because I can see really good
I do
organize
a
it.
small sketching and color only.
Okay. You can produce some more.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. All right. Thank
So,
you.
Doctor,
Good.
for the title, I can put on the top right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great work
Okay.
for sharing. Thank you very much. Yep. Just now I call what? Oh, Chan. Chan still organized. How about Chan?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. Chan, please. Sharing and caring.
Actually, not so much I have done.
It is fine. Just to share a bit what you have. So most of you are still at home, right? Really?
Yes.
All of you are at home.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
So I believe that you already have your workstation, Your workstation at your room. Semua ada room masing-masing ke? Ada yang sharing with your sister, younger sister. Ada,
sharing.
okay lah, sharing kan. Tak apa. But hopefully, but you have your own equipments lah. No Humaira.
Yeah.
Okay, insyaAllah.
Turn
Bila
my
nak balik campus? You all. Tak tahu, I don't know. Isfar, when you can come to Malaysia?
February, inshallah. February.
February, inshallah. So we can have a cup of coffee here.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So I also have one PhD student candidate from Jeddah. So we can meet. Yeah, I can introduce you to my students.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Chan?
Lovely.
Yes.
We can't see Chan.
Huh? It's okay. You can see my work only.
No, I just see a blank paper, white paper. I know that you have some things there, but
Can I see anything?
I can't see much. To be honest. I'm not sure. Are you using your phone camera?
Yes. You see the lines?
I can see the line, but okay, can you go next?
Next.
But it's more because it's a reflection of light, I think.
Oh, okay. Wait a moment. I change my place.
I think that is a bit a challenge, learning online. But I believe that in your studio, other classes also is the same methodology. Yeah, you need to share, you need to upload, you need to scan, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That I can see now.
Oh, this
Okay,
is the
doodling, very good. Okay,
trees.
trees. Okay. Once you done there, you can put shadow. Shadow.
Okay.
You can put all shadow for your trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this
Then you can photocopy for the coloring. Okay. I want you to photocopy. Then you can use color, pencil color, markers, or you can mix media also. It doesn't matter.
Next. Straps. And
Shrub. Okay. Very good. That's the architectural lettering. What's that?
My sketch.
Sketches. Oh, okay. Oh, you done it in your sketchbook. That's good. Then you can put your sketchbook. Your not sketchbook. Your sketch. You can put in the A3 size. You can paste it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How many sketches there?
4 only.
4. Okay, come on. You can put it more 10.
Okay.
That's good.
And yeah.
Okay. Could you turn it turn around, because now we can see more the vertical format, the portrait format.
Like this.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And
Well, is there any human figure there in your sketches?
no.
Okay, try to put a human figure.
Okay. And so
Give it some kind of activities. Walking, people sitting, walking there, sing something.
okay.
You can see some example from the internet, so you can refer, or you can trace it. This is no problem.
Okay. And so this is just a notes for me, so
Very good.
easy for me to refer.
This is the book or your drawing?
Drawing.
Your drawing.
My sketch. My
Wow,
sketch.
very good. So you can photocopy and can put in the your A3 size.
Okay. All right.
Very good. So this is your sketch. Yeah, you can show it. We can see it very clear.
Okay.
That's great. This is all your sketch you follow from the book, right?
Follow from your slide.
Very good, very good. Yeah, very good. Now, yeah, it's fine. There you can just follow this. That's good.
Okay.
Okay,
I
great.
think recently I have done
Uh,
wait,
is there any plan or isometric that you done?
yes, just a notes. I haven't sketched the. I don't know how did I. Okay. Just a notes.
Okay, is it that's all, Chan?
Yes. A moment. And last week I have did the coloring. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. I just printed online. So
Oh, very good. That's this your what kind of media that you use?
the alcohol pen, the color marker pen.
Oh,
Mm.
you use markers.
Yes.
More easier, isn't it?
Yes.
So you see, could you back the previous. So I think Chan's dance well, and maybe because you can see some different type of tone, right?
Mm.
Can you share to your friends how you color all this? What kind
uh,
of technique? Yeah, maybe you can share.
okay.
It's a good. It's a great piece of work.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. uh, you mean I share it now or?
Yeah, yeah, I mean you can just explain it.
Actually, I saw from the slides that you show there are
Mm.
some methods to do the coloring, and I have noticed one time it is about start from the darker tone, something like that. Is it? But
Start
I
from the light tone. If you're asking me, I'm using
don't.
normally. For me, I will start with light tone. I don't know.
Okay, okay. I just start with the light tone. So I prefer start with the light tone and then just gradually adding the tone color to a
Mm.
darker tone,
Darker
something.
tone. Mm.
And then after that only use like a technical pen to draw the outline to
To
give
redraw,
the
to
color
draw the outline to make the
to the
line
element.
more appear.
Okay.
Very good.
Mm,
This
look,
is watercolor marker as well.
marker, yes.
Oh, very good.
Last, I think this one is a more complete one.
Oh, great. But you don't have a human figure as well.
Yes.
You can put a bird. I think you know that this is nice perspective, but you can add on some white color or white line for the
Mhm.
for the like maybe I can show it to you after this. You can use some light because some white line. So the white line can make the building more outstanding. You can see the line of the roof, right? The
Mm-hmm.
outline, so you can add on some light, white line.
Okay.
Mm. Even for the trees as well. But not everything. You just give some. I think.
Okay. Just like that
I
rendering.
think let's kind of rendering. Last time
Okay.
I already show it. Yeah.
And this is the last one. And that's all.
Oh, what is that? Very nice.
Um, I just Google the image, so
Oh, so you just follow it, then you draw
I
it.
just color the
Oh, so
yes,
you practicing of coloring.
yes,
All right, that's good.
and that's all. Okay.
Okay, any question to Chan from you guys, your friend? I think it's just also very good work. Already colored. Do you want anyone to want to ask Chan? What do you think? Uh, Hanis. What do you think about her work? Mana Hanis Muhammad Noor? Hanis? Hanis pergi breakfast ya? Nur Humaira.
Yeah, doctor.
What do you think about Chan's work?
I think she's too perfect lah for me, doctor.
Huh?
I think she's too perfect for me. Her work is too perfect for me.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I think that we will learn from each other, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we? Okay. Thank you very much, Chan. Please keep continue. Your
Thank
great
you.
work. How about Nur Humaira?
That time, sorry, I'm at my grandma house, so I didn't bring my
Hmm?
drawings from my
Oh,
mother's house. Yeah,
I see. Now you are at your
my grandma's house.
grandma's house.
Mm.
Okay. Is there anyone willing to share? Isfar, do you want to share your work to your friend? I already received your work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, why not? We are in the same class. You are in the same class, same family here.
Yeah. Okay. I will share. Uh,
Okay.
uh,
Oh, you put in your design communication sketches.
yeah. It's in my computer
Good.
already. So this is my 2-point perspective sketch.
Okay, very good.
So,
2 point perspective.
yeah,
I think your handwriting. This is pencil or pen.
a pencil.
So I think you can practice architectural lettering. For example, the
Uh,
communication. No, not that paper. No, the format.
the format.
Yeah, even okay. So architecture. This is already in the one story, right?
Yeah, it's already in the
How you
A3.
practice the ABC? The
Uh,
ABC. So
y-
you
yeah, that one is still
never.
I
Okay.
yeah, I have to practice
Okay.
it.
All right. Later you need to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Butter paper.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the
okay,
butter.
that's good.
Yeah, this is vertical lines and the horizontal lines.
All
I
right.
just have to make these in PDF now, so they will
Very
be
good.
ready.
Yeah, I think PDF more clearer, right?
Yeah,
That's
more
good.
clear. And this is the tree plan.
Tree plan, right?
Yeah, the tree
Later
plan.
you can put even later you can put shadow.
Yeah, shadow.
Yeah, shadow of the trees. Then you can start maybe some of the piece you can put coloring.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
of
put
course.
color, yeah.
Color, yeah. And these are the textures. I just messed the arrangement a little bit.
Okay, maybe here, for example, you draw a square, so I think you need to draw in line, yeah.
Yeah, inline. Yeah,
Okay, make sure the box is organized,
organized. Yeah.
yeah, vertical. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
This is just another practice. I did 1 point perspective and 2 point. I watched through YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, to practice a very good using a basic. You see,
yeah.
but the box down there, you see
This one,
the
yeah.
box, the 1 point perspective there. I think the roof or the upper line, they want it to be horizontal.
Horizon. Yes, yes, of course. Yeah,
Yeah. That roof, eh?
yeah. I got it. And I
Okay.
think this was the line, the
Mm,
pattern. Yeah.
very good. Yeah. Doodling.
And then what else? I think I have trees. I think I need to redo the trees a little bit because
Okay, yeah, you can see some. You need to see some example. You
yeah,
just follow the example, okay? And
yeah,
make sure the formatting also you need to reorganize, yeah.
yeah, organize them well.
Organizing back the format.
Yeah,
So I think the section. Uh,
this was the second time I made, so they got a little better, but I still need to improve.
it's far. You just follow the example, okay?
Okay, yeah,
Okay. You there are many example. I will also give it to you from slide. So you just follow that. Okay.
yeah.
This one is fine. It's good.
And then this was
This is good.
yeah,
This is how you trace from or copy, see from
yeah.
the example, right?
I
Mm.
copy it.
You can put shadow later on.
Hmm, okay.
Shadow for the trees. You can
I
put
ac-
shadow,
I
the
actually
wall.
I didn't copy it from any printout. For this one, I just
You
watched
design.
through. Yeah, I just watched through
Oh,
the
very.
computer screen and made it myself.
Oh, that's great. So
Yeah.
you put a shadow.
Okay.
You can see more 3D. The shelter. the building and the trees, and maybe you have a vertical wall. So
Yeah.
the shadow will give more depth, volume of the space. And we can see this is good. We can see the grass,
Mm.
right? The
Yeah.
open the grass. You can see the stepping stone
Stepping
and
stones.
then maybe the pebble. The walkway.
The walkway.
What's the empty or the blank space? Yeah, over
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
I needed to color it. It should be grass.
Or should
It
we
should
get
be
as well?
grass.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
grass.
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
Mm. Mm.
How about your sketches?
The sketch, I just made the 1 point and 2 point perspective sketches. Yeah, just one
So
point
maybe
and
you
2 point
can
perspective.
do some sketches, yeah, after this.
Yes, of
So
course.
this is one. So maybe you can have produce a few. Okay, very good. Thank you
Mm.
very much, Asfar. So how about Farhana Hazimi?
I'm sorry that Tata.
Ah,
Saya dekat kampung tak bawa sketches-sketches semua tu.
okay. Next time kita will see Nur Humaira Farhana, Nur Humaira.
Boleh.
Siapa ada lagi? Is there anyone willing to
Boleh
share?
Dr. boleh.
Doctor, may I?
Yes. Yeah, me. Yes, sure. We are welcome you to share. Alhamdulillah, I feel happy to see all your work. Very nice background. Where are you? At home or at the theme park?
I'm home.
Oh, I thought you are at theme park.
Hey, can you
If you share, if you
I
use the background, we cannot see
wow.
because you need to turn off your background, the animation. The animation is very good. Nice. Okay. Now we can. I think we can see clearly. You must keep practicing, keep doing, keep refer. Yeah. To be better, you must refer. Okay. Okay, there's the horizontal line, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is
That's
the
good.
horizontal line.
Okay.
And this is the last time practicing. But I haven't organized this, so I have organized it like this.
Okay.
This is the vertical line.
Actually, the reflection of the lights, it's very hard for me to see. I don't know. Difficult to see. Right. We can't see much, right? Because of the light. Maybe you need to change a bit. I don't know. Maybe the light. Okay. Sorry, Meng. I can't see the line.
How?
Is there any suggestion? Okay. Could you go to the next paper? Because the reflection, I think because the plastic, the cover, right? Maybe you can click your phone, then you can show it to your work. So you turn down the sound. It's okay. You can use a two account. So one is you can show it. So you share through the phone. So very good. I think that you must, like Isfar mentioned, refer from the YouTube, even the Pinterest. There are many reference there. So you just follow because the first year I think you need to see a lot of example. Okay, for before we dismiss, so today's class, I want to have it around 3:30, yeah, for introduction. Is it okay?
Okay.
3:30, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ming. This one okay. This one we can see it. Yes.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
big line.
All right. That's good.
This is
Hmm.
the practicing line also.
Okay. Very good.
Then this is the line graphic.
Doodling. Okay. Very good.
This is practice also.
All right. Very good. Yeah. That's great.
This is the architecture lettering.
Architecture lettering. Very good. This is your
This is
phone number, 012. Oh, no, no. That is the
wait,
lettering.
012.
I thought that is your phone number, 0127
No.
something. 1234. Okay, okay. Okay, next.
This is another architecture handwriting.
Okay, even you guys can also use a capital letter later on. You want to practice it to write some poem or okay, that's fine. I think you can put some shadow, more shadow for the trees. Okay, that's good.
And this is the symbol of the plum.
Trees. Okay, this is palm. Yep, that's good. Very good.
And this is the scrub.
Okay, maybe you can maybe put some color for the shrub to show the flowering. This all like looks like all green, but that's fine. That's good.
Oh, so for this, should I add more color?
No, I mean now is a show a green shrub. It's not flower. So you can choose, you can select one of the box to become a flowering shrub.
Okay. This is the texture.
Okay, that's good as well. This is the hardscape. You have a maybe you need to write the material, guys. For example, below every box, so you can write this is the hardscape, right?
Yeah.
For example, sand, brick, timber. So below you can put some text to show that is the stone, rock, tile. Sorry, this is texture or hardscape?
Actually, this is I put it as texture.
This is the hardscape, I think. Hardscape.
So I need to change the title.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like hardscape drawings. Okay, next.
This is another hardscape drawing.
Okay, good. This is the some element, right?
Yeah.
For example, seating, stairs. Okay. Even you can put also shadow there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this is the tree.
Okay, very good. Yeah, that's great. Trees.
This is the flower.
Very good, Asa.
This is the scrub flower like that. Yeah.
All right, that's nice. Flowers, plant, water feature.
Yeah.
You know that you can put some in the center, in the middle of the water feature. You can use a pencil color or liquid paper. You draw a simple line.
Means that.
In the or in the box in the blue color, you can use a pencil color, white color. You can have a white color. Just draw a simple line. I will show you after this.
Oh, all right. And this is the fountain drawing.
Very good. Nice.
And this is the stone.
Nice. So you can put, you already put some colors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
It's the human figure.
Okay. Even you can put some color. You can choose some of the human figure. You can put color.
Okay.
Nice. Okay,
This is
that's great.
human figure in more detail.
All right. So you can choose one to color.
Okay.
Very good.
This is the section and elevation.
Your section elevation, maybe you okay. So you can put human figure as well in front of the building.
Okay.
What is the scale of this?
1 and 15.
50.
Mm.
Okay. Section, all right.
But it looks like 1 and 100, right?
You need to make sure you use a right scale. It looks like
Okay.
100, yeah.
Mm.
Because 50, I think is a bit bigger.
And this is the plan.
Okay. Very good. So you can put shadow on the plan. This is
This
good
I
because
photocopy from the internet.
okay, you can put shadow and labeling. Very good. So you got a labeling on plan.
This I use the butter paper to copy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this also.
Yeah,
This
very
is
good.
the
It's a
internet and this
practice.
is the butter paper.
You can also use this for your coloring. One plan.
Okay. Then this is the sketching, but I haven't
What is that?
made
Your
it
home.
longer. Yeah, this is my home.
Oh, very good. Very nice sketch. I can also see the different type of line, thickness, and some detail. Very good.
This is another sketch, also in front of my home.
This is your car.
Yeah.
Oh, purple.
No, blue.
Okay. Okay, all right.
And this is the park at the neighborhood.
Okay. You can play with some texture, shadow, people, make it more lively. But the angle is good. Very good.
This is the McDonald's near my house.
Oh, your house next to the McDonald's. You can just
No,
walking there.
but it's in the same taman like that.
Oh, so but you can, by walking distance or what?
No, but maybe drive about 5 minutes or 10 minutes like that.
Okay. So you eat McDonald's much, yeah? Don't, okay.
And this is
One
the
point
book
perspective.
for one perspective.
Okay.
And this is the drawing.
This is the the bird eye view. So you can check if you put the vanishing point below a bit, so you can see more eye level. So this is fine. This is to see the overall. You can use the bird eye level, but also you can try to use eye level. Yeah.
Okay. And this is the box for two perspective.
Nice.
And this is the drawing.
Okay, so you can put some trees there.
Mm. This is the isometry.
Isometric. Yeah. Okay, very good.
This is the isometry.
Nice. So you can put the title. You have a title there, isometric,
Yeah.
isometric.
This is I use the pencil only. I haven't used the pen.
Is it you by scale?
Sorry?
Is it your isometric and isometric by scale? Scale.
Skill. No.
Yeah.
I just copy the photo from the internet.
Okay, actually, normally when we draw isometric and isometric, we use the scale, same with the plan. Okay. For the understanding of the form, that's fine. But you need to, when you have a isometric or isometric, normally we are using a scale as a reference of developing the form. Yep. Okay.
And the letter was is the coloring sketching.
Oh, very nice, very good.
And the next one is use marker pen, but I think this is so ugly. I'm not familiar with the marker pen.
You need to practice, yeah. So need to control using all the light color, then you put a bit dark color.
Mm.
Okay, never mind. You can practice it more after this. So that's your first work. So you can have a second or third or fourth.
That's all for me.
Okay, thank you very much, man. I think you also done a great work. So now it's already 11:30. So I think that's all for today's meeting, guys. So inshallah, we will meet again at 3:30